Let's start with our first news. Islam Makachev continues to earn praise from analysts and former fighters, with many believing he possesses the perfect skill set to challenge anyone in the welterweight division. Following the announcement of his upcoming fight against Ian Machado Garry, betting odds quickly positioned Garry as a sizable underdog, and Dan Hardy explained exactly why. According to Hardy, Makachev has the kryptonite for every fighter in the division. No matter where the fight takes place, on the feet or on the ground, he has the tools needed to create serious problems for his opponents. Hardy acknowledged that Garry has improved his grappling and jiu-jitsu while spending time training in Brazil, making him far more confident in his ground game than before. However, he believes replicating the pressure and control that Makachev brings is nearly impossible. Hardy pointed to the famous Dagestani wrestling system, explaining that the athletes coming from that region are almost identical in their approach. They possess relentless wrestling, suffocating pressure, powerful striking, and an elite level of conditioning. In Hardy's view, Makachev stands at the very top of that group, making him an even more dangerous challenge. He also noted that since moving to welterweight, Makachev appears healthier, stronger, and more physically imposing. Without the difficult weight cuts, he looks capable of maintaining his strength throughout an entire fight. While Garry remains one of the division's slickest strikers, Hardy believes that simply scoring points from range will not be enough. To have success, Garry must inflict meaningful damage and force Makachev to respect his offense. Although Garry has shown excellent technical striking skills throughout his career, questions remain regarding his finishing ability. His most recent stoppage victory came in May 2023 against Daniel Rodriguez, ending the fight in the very first round. Since then, he has relied on calculated performances rather than dramatic finishes, while Makachev has continued to build his reputation as one of the most complete fighters in the sport. Move on to another news. Arman continues to throw verbal shots in the direction of Ilia, keeping their rivalry alive even after the latest developments in the lightweight division. Over the past several months, the tension between the two fighters has continued to grow, with both men exchanging comments through interviews and social media. However, this time, Arman once again found an opportunity to take a jab at his rival following Ilia's recent setback. Speaking about the situation, Arman did not hold back. He reacted to the result with a sarcastic tone, making it clear that he was not surprised by what happened. According to him, the outcome exposed several issues that he believes have been overlooked for a long time. While many fans were disappointed by the result, Arman appeared completely unfazed. He bluntly stated that Ilia lost, adding that it was unfortunate for those who supported him. The comment quickly caught attention across the MMA community, as fans immediately began debating whether Arman was simply speaking his mind or intentionally trying to provoke a response. Given the history between the two fighters, many believe it was the latter. Arman has consistently positioned himself as one of Ilia's loudest critics. Whenever an opportunity presents itself, he seems willing to remind fans why he believes he would be a difficult matchup. Those comments have only intensified as both fighters continue pursuing the biggest fights available. The reaction online was immediate. Supporters of Ilia rushed to defend their fighter, arguing that one loss does not erase years of accomplishments. Others, however, agreed with Arman and suggested that the criticism was fair, considering the expectations surrounding the fight. As discussions spread throughout the MMA world, the rivalry once again became a major talking point. Fans continue to speculate about what would happen if the two eventually meet inside the cage. The contrasting personalities, competitive history, and constant back-and-forth exchanges have created the type of tension that naturally captures attention. For now, there is no indication that Arman plans to stop taking shots at Ilia. In fact, every new interview seems to produce another headline, another reaction, and another round of debate among fans. Whether people agree with his comments or not, one thing remains clear. Arman knows exactly how to keep himself in the conversation, and his latest remarks have once again put the spotlight directly on his ongoing rivalry with Ilia. Move on to another news. Carlos Prates recently sent the MMA community into a frenzy after teasing that he would soon be signing a contract and revealing some major news. The announcement immediately sparked speculation across social media, with fans trying to figure out exactly what was coming next. Given the timing and the recent discussions surrounding potential matchups, many people became convinced that Prates and Morales were preparing to officially announce a highly anticipated fight. As the excitement continued to build, more and more fans began discussing possible dates, locations, and what the matchup could mean for the future of the division. Expectations quickly reached a peak, with many believing that a significant UFC-related announcement was just around the corner. Every new post and update only fueled the rumors further, creating even more anticipation among fight fans. However, when the official reveal finally arrived, the reaction was completely different from what many had expected. Instead of announcing a fight, a new contract, or a major UFC development, the big news turned out to be a promotional campaign connected to a new Diablo video game. The reveal caught many people off guard, especially those who had spent days speculating about a possible fight announcement. The response from fans was immediate. Some laughed at how quickly the rumors had spread, while others expressed disappointment after expecting something much bigger from a competitive standpoint. Many joked that they had convinced themselves a major fight announcement was coming, only to discover that the reveal was tied to the gaming world instead. Despite the surprise, the situation highlighted just how much attention Prates has been receiving lately. Whenever he posts something mysterious or hints at future plans, fans immediately start connecting the dots and creating theories about what could happen next. That level of interest shows how much momentum he has built within the MMA community. While this particular announcement was not related to a fight, it certainly generated plenty of discussion. In many ways, the reaction demonstrated the power of speculation in modern combat sports. A single teaser was enough to create days of debate, predictions, and excitement across multiple platforms. Now that the mystery has finally been solved, attention shifts back to the UFC landscape and the numerous fight developments taking place throughout the sport. With several important matchups being discussed and major contenders looking to secure their next opportunities, fans remain eager for the next big announcement that could reshape the division and create another wave of excitement throughout the MMA world. Move on to another news. A surprising story involving Arman and Justin has continued to gain attention throughout the MMA community. According to statements made by Arman's manager, the promise to buy Justin a truck was not just a joke or a social media stunt. The purchase has reportedly already been completed, and the vehicle is currently making its way through the delivery process before finally reaching Justin. The story gained momentum after reports surfaced claiming that Arman had won an astonishing $5.7 million by betting on Justin to defeat Ilia. The massive figure immediately caught the attention of fight fans, and discussions quickly spread across social media platforms. As speculation intensified, many wondered whether Arman would actually follow through on his promise to reward Justin. Now, according to Arman's management team, that promise has become a reality. During a recent discussion, the manager confirmed that a truck had been located, purchased, and prepared for delivery. He explained that the process involved a dealer trade, which meant the vehicle first needed to be transferred before being shipped to its final destination. The manager emphasized that everything had already been arranged behind the scenes. The payment had reportedly been completed, the paperwork handled, and the necessary steps taken to ensure the truck reached Justin as soon as possible. While there were still a few logistical details to sort out, the vehicle was already moving through the system. According to the update, the truck is expected to arrive in Los Angeles first. Once it reaches that location, arrangements will be made to send it directly to Denver, Colorado, where Justin will officially receive it. The manager reassured everyone that the process was progressing smoothly and that only a little more patience was required. The announcement immediately generated a wave of reactions from fans. Some were impressed by the gesture, viewing it as a sign of respect between elite fighters. Others simply enjoyed the unusual nature of the story, as it is not every day that a fighter reportedly buys another fighter a brand new truck. One thing that became clear from the discussion was that the situation had moved far beyond internet rumors. The manager repeatedly stated that the truck had already been purchased, the wire transfer had been sent, and the delivery process was actively underway. He even delivered a direct message to Justin, assuring him that his brand new truck would be arriving very soon. For now, all that remains is the final delivery, with Justin expected to receive his new vehicle in the coming days. Move on to another news. Garry has found himself at the center of a growing controversy after PFL fighter Alexei Perande publicly challenged comments that Garry recently made regarding an old sparring session. The situation has quickly gained attention throughout the MMA community, especially with Garry preparing for one of the biggest fights of his career against Islam Makachev at UFC 330. The drama began when an old clip resurfaced online showing Alexei successfully securing a takedown during a sparring session with Garry. As the footage spread across social media, many fans started discussing it and drawing conclusions about Garry's grappling abilities. However, Alexei believes the entire situation has been blown completely out of proportion. According to Alexei, the clip represents nothing more than a normal training moment. He pointed out that sparring is specifically designed to place fighters in difficult situations so they can learn, adapt, and improve. He also emphasized that Garry's wrestling, grappling, and cage work have evolved massively since that footage was recorded. The controversy escalated after Garry explained why he had unfollowed Alexei. Garry claimed that Alexei had filmed him without permission, continued recording after being asked to stop, and had repeatedly reposted footage from the same training session over several years. Those comments immediately sparked debate among fans. Alexei strongly denied those allegations. He stated that the recording was never hidden, and that several people, including his fiancée, Garry's wife, training partners, and other members of the gym, were present while filming took place. According to Alexei, his fiancée was openly recording near the cage in full view of everyone involved. He insisted that nobody ever approached them to request that filming stop. Alexei explained that if such a request had been made, they would have respected it immediately. Because of that, he says he was shocked to hear claims that the recording was somehow secretive or unauthorized. Alexei also expressed frustration because he believes he has consistently supported Garry over the years. He noted that many of the videos he shared actually showcased Garry performing well during training sessions. In his view, the famous takedown clip was one of the very few moments that reflected positively on him, rather than Garry. While Alexei says he does not care about being unfollowed, he does care about his reputation. He maintains that the accusations are false and insists that everything was recorded openly and respectfully. As the debate continues online, the disagreement has become another hot topic among fight fans ahead of Garry's highly anticipated title challenge against Islam Makachev. Move on to another news. Paddy Pimblett has shared his prediction for one of the most talked about matchups on the UFC calendar, and his pick has already sparked plenty of debate among fight fans. While many people are backing Max Holloway to come out on top, Paddy believes the outcome could be very different when the cage door closes. According to Paddy, too many people are counting Conor out before the fight has even started. He acknowledged that Max remains one of the most dangerous and durable strikers in the sport, but he feels that several key factors are being overlooked by fans and analysts alike. In particular, Paddy believes the weight class could play a huge role in determining the result. The fight is scheduled to take place at welterweight, and Paddy thinks that favors Conor significantly. While Max has competed across multiple divisions during his career, Paddy pointed out that size differences become much more noticeable as fighters move up in weight. In his view, Conor's natural frame and physical strength could create serious problems from the opening bell. Paddy explained that if the fight extends into the later rounds, the momentum could begin shifting toward Max. He highlighted Max's incredible cardio, relentless pace, and ability to throw volume combinations for extended periods. Those qualities have allowed Max to overwhelm opponents throughout his career and remain effective deep into fights. However, Paddy believes the early rounds are where Conor could make the biggest impact. He suggested that Conor's power, timing, and precision striking remain dangerous weapons, especially against an opponent moving up in weight. If Conor is able to land cleanly before fatigue becomes a factor, Paddy feels a knockout is a very real possibility. Another point raised by Paddy involved recent performances at higher weight classes. He noted that Max appeared noticeably smaller when competing against larger opponents at lightweight. That observation led him to believe the size gap could be even more dramatic against Conor at welterweight. For that reason, Paddy expects Conor to look physically larger, stronger, and more powerful when they stand across from each other inside the octagon. While he fully respects Max's skill set and understands why many fans are predicting a victory for him, Paddy remains convinced that Conor's advantages in size and power cannot be ignored. As excitement continues to build around the matchup, opinions remain divided throughout the MMA community. But for Paddy, the prediction is clear. He believes Conor has the tools to score a massive knockout victory and silence many of the doubters who have already written him off. Move on to another news. Justin Gaethje has finally responded to the unusual accusations that surfaced following his victory over Ilia. After the fight, some fans on social media began spreading theories, suggesting that Justin's punching power could only be explained by illegal advantages. Among the more bizarre claims were suggestions that he had extra padding in his gloves or even rocks hidden inside them. Appearing on a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Justin laughed off the accusations and made it clear that he found the entire situation entertaining rather than offensive. In fact, he viewed the comments as an unexpected compliment. Reacting to the rumors, Justin joked that people were acting as if he had bricks in his gloves. He could hardly believe some of the theories circulating online and expressed amazement at how quickly fans can create narratives after a major fight. According to him, anyone who has followed his career should already know that devastating punching power has always been one of his greatest strengths. Rather than becoming frustrated, Justin embraced the criticism. He explained that hearing people accuse him of having extraordinary advantages is actually flattering because it indirectly acknowledges the impact of his performance. He also admitted that despite the common advice fighters receive, he still reads comments online from time to time. Justin noted that negative comments can sometimes become motivation. While many athletes prefer to avoid social media criticism entirely, he believes there are moments when those reactions can fuel a competitor's desire to continue improving and proving people wrong. The conversation then shifted toward Ilia and what the loss could mean for his future. Justin made it clear that he still believes Ilia possesses the skills necessary to become a champion again. He praised Ilia's talent and expressed confidence in his ability to compete at the highest level. However, Justin also explained why he believes the road back to the top may be extremely difficult. In his view, the biggest change after a fighter suffers a major defeat is not always physical. Sometimes the most significant shift occurs in the minds of future opponents. Justin compared the situation to what happened after his victory over Tony Ferguson. He explained that he did not destroy Tony's confidence directly. Instead, he changed how other fighters viewed Tony. Once opponents saw that Tony could be beaten, they entered future matchups with a completely different mindset. According to Justin, that same challenge now faces Ilia. Before the loss, many fighters viewed him as nearly unbeatable. Now that perception has changed. Justin believes fear can be one of the most powerful weapons in combat sports, and once that aura disappears, every future fight becomes significantly tougher. He compared that psychological advantage to legends like Mike Tyson and Anderson Silva, whose opponents often felt defeated before the fight even began.